See why this is happening. There we go. Right. Sorry for that. Sorry about that, everybody. Welcome to Season 2, Division 3, Round 3 Delta 2 Racing here at Spa-Francorchamps. Had a few technical difficulties to start the stream off, so obviously not ideal, but we are rolling. Ooh, that's Stuart out at Eau Rouge, so already one being claimed for that very tricky corner on this game. Our winner last week as well. Valtteri fastest. Lejake already with a 43.6. Maybe you want to watch. Gerjo, the current championship leader, only on a 44.1. There may be rain, I'm not sure. Goon goes second fastest. Currently red for 1-2. Yellow flag there, looks like one of the Alpines that... Ooh, Big Man's just spun it. Lots of yellow flags on the track at the moment, but that is a wing gone for Big Man and the end of his current lap. Then it will be... Ooh, Valtteri's out. Valtteri's gone out of no name by the looks. And there he is in the barrier. Rambo's third, 44.0. So well, you would think so. I don't know if you would think that pole would be faster than ends, but I'm not sure what ends his pole lap exactly was. So we'll see. I guess that's all I can tell you. See on board with Reflex now on the run to the bus stop. Down the gears, takes it in second. 42.8 pole yesterday, pole in Division 4. Good lap. Reflex does a 45.5. Probably a burner lap, banker lap potentially. Maybe a mistake, not sure. The Skelios next round. Let's see what he does. 45.0. I think a few people just warm up to the track, get settled in, all that. Ooh, that was a close on that. Very interesting points for him to pull over. I'm not sure if he's out of fuel. Brake seems to be stuck on. Maybe he's burning fuel. I'm not sure what's going on there. Lejake looks poised to do well today. It depends on what unfolds over qualifying, of course, but he looks like he's in a good position at the moment. Travis now starting a lap. Down to second through the source, opting for the tighter line. Runs to Eau Rouge. Little left. Along the Camel Straight now. Let's see what his first sector's like. Purple first apparently, so maybe worth watching though. Lots of understeer through the top of there and into the hairpin there. Up towards No Name. I'll just try and get a little bit of slipstream from Gerja. Get her into a 2-on. On to Stabilo. Second sector split. Still purple. Little lift there through the second part of Stabilo, but watch him on the run-ups. See what he does on the run-up to Blanchimont. Yellow flag there, that looks like one of the Mercedes getting out of the way of everybody. Let's see now. Ooh, on the grass on the way into the bus stop. He does though. Must have lost a lot of time, or the sectors must have been lying. Dry race. Okay. For the Alpines. That's Dan. Off the track at the top of the Camel Straight there. Let's see what Zabi does. And with that Liam Lynch in front of him on my lap. Watch Liam Lynch first. Out of the bus stop. Clean exit. 44.8 for Liam Lynch. Fastest for Zabi. Zabi on a 43.0. And that is a long way clear of what everyone else has done thus far. Goon seems to be being a little bit held by... That'll be Reflex. Obviously not realised he's on a lap and going out of the way. That's both AlphaTauri's gone. Travis has lost it. Alright, Gerjo's gone. Lots of people seem to be overstepping the limit. In fact, Gerjo's gone out of Pouon as well. So that's a big story in the championship there. Ooh, and Headless King is missing his front wing. So lots of people being claimed by the barriers. Right on board with Billy, who's a second up on his time. They're looking good to maybe sneak ahead of Jake if he has a good final sector. Into the bus stop now. And 42.3 for Billy. Fox Blue on a .065. I must have missed that. That's very close up at the top now. I think Zavi's coming round again, maybe for another go. No, he's boxing. Maybe an outlap on old tyres potentially. Not sure what happens. It is going to be a interesting story. Yeah, indeed, it is a very volatile division for what can happen. Lots of fast drivers. Lots of, well, I wouldn't say accident prone, but I would say you know, there's plenty of people who are a little bit unpredictable sometimes. Oh, I hear that That's right, I believe Reflex has had a quali ban. Don't know why he's out there lapping. I think that'll be another one to be looked into by the stewards, but I think that'll be a straight penalty, as said by Bog. Might be worth getting that one into the stewards straight away if we I believe that's both SDs at the top of there now. Reflex is missing a front wing as well, so I don't know what's going on with him, but considering he should be serving a quali ban, I don't know what's going to happen. Big story is Stewart, last week's race winner, I believe, is out. Ooh, yellow flag there, I believe that's big man getting out of the way. That'd be Evan on an outlap. Both of them starting laps, so that is a bit close for big man to start a lap. Not sure why he's done that, because he's going to get a lot of dirty air from Evan in front of him once they hit the middle sector. Oh, big man's out. Big man's gone on the Furrows as well. So a lot of people struggling with Eau Rouge. It is a difficult corner on this game. Quite easy to hit a little bit of curb and just go flying off into the wall. Something I found out myself, and I did manage to keep it out of the wall per se, but still, it's definitely very easy to lose the car in Eau Rouge. See Scalios on a lap at the moment. Not the only one in front of him on the left. One of the Red Bulls. Goon. Let's see what Goon does. He proves to go 4th ahead of Lejake. Lejake, who looks like he just had the purple first sector. Scalios into 8th. Lejake has invalidated. See Liam Lynch. Will be invalidated out lap. Liam will be the next one round to complete his lap. A little bit squirrely out of the bus stop. Doesn't improve. Looks like it's getting a little bit darker with the weather. I believe that's Goon getting out of the way. The Alpines is up next. I believe that's Headless King. See what he does. Oh, Deng Levels in front of him. On a lap goes 5th. Headless King goes ahead of Deng Levels into 5th. So 5th and 6th for the Alpine. See now. Lejake coming around to start the lap. No, he's pitted. I believe that's Lejake qualifying it over. I don't think he'll make it out for another lap again. Is that Hims going P13? Yes, it was. I think Evan is out there without a front wing, actually. I think I just caught that. He is. Evan is missing his front wing. I think that's Evans qualifying over. Billy goes fastest on a 43.009. So it is close at the top. Let's see now. Xavier and Fox Blue, who's the furthest round? Fox Blue is the furthest round of the top 3. So he does Ascalios out. I think Ascalios is retired in the pits. Let's see now. Riding on board with Fox Blue, into the bus stop he goes. And he abandons his lap time. Fox Blue not improving, evidently. See what Xavi does now. He does opt to come around and complete his lap, so he's seemingly up on his time. No, he's not. He lost time. Heather's King now. She will be next. He goes on to a .2. Dan Global's pits. Him's on a lap. He's the last person on a lap in the session. And we may not beat the 42.8 from Division 4 yesterday. On the run to the line now, Hims goes P10. So we will not see a sub 43 for this session. But Billy on pole. Xavi second, Fox Blue third. Gerjo with a lot of work to do from 12th. Current championship leader. Few championship leaders having a difficult weekend at difficult day at Belgium. But still plenty of tight gaps on the grid, even at a track, even at one of the longest tracks on the calendar, where it is easy to have big gaps between lap times, because there's a lot of places you can make mistakes, run off, invalidate. There are plenty of places you can spin. It's one of the more difficult tracks to keep hooked up for an entire lap. So it will be a matter of who's consistent, who can keep it out of the barriers, and who can look after their tyres as well. Because if you don't have the correct tyre pressures, you can overheat your tyres here, and that really doesn't help with your tyre wear. And at a track where the one stop isn't the easiest in the world, you do have to run your softs quite deep, you might struggle toward the end of stints. Trying on Evan at the moment for loading. Taking a little bit of time for everyone to load there, but we are through the loading screen now. Alright, let's see, off for the formation lap everybody goes. Let's see what tyres people have chosen. So, both Alfa Romeos opting for the medium tyres, along with Strawberry and Big Man. Everyone else opting for the softs. Stewart starting left, so both McLarens at the polar opposites of the field, at least in qualifying. Stewart will be looking to make up positions and recover, and do what I couldn't, and make up positions from the back of the grid without being caught in someone else's incident. But Billy starting from pole position, Zabby second, Foxby third, Headless King fourth, Goon fifth, Dan Glavell sixth, Lejake seventh, Rambo 8th, Huss 9th, Hims 10th, Askelios 11th, first person on fresh tyres, and Gerjo, the current championship leader, in 12th, Evan behind 13th, Stavruli 14th, Liam Lynch 15th, Bowtry 16th, Reflex, who should have served a qualifying ban and didn't, so I don't know what will happen to him, is starting 17th, Travis 18th, Big Man 19th, and Stewart last. There is a request from the drivers in Division 3 that I do try and recreate the real life 2018 Grand Prix, I believe. And we have the perfect car in P2 for it. However, I don't find myself to be that emotive at times, so I don't want, and I'd rather not throw out my voice, so I'll do what I can for you all. If there is a Here Comes Sebastian Vettel situation, I will try and do my best to recreate it for you guys. But Billy rounding the bus stop now to pull up for the grid. You'll ride on board with Headless King off the start. Let's hide all the UI for a clean start. Right then. Five red lights. Lights out and away we go for the Belgian Grand Prix. Xavi seems to have gotten a better start there than Billy. Billy covering him off. Headless King round the outside of Fox Blue. Contact in the mid-pack. But Billy leads away from Xavi. Plenty of movement in the back of the field. Askelios up to 10th. Hims dropping a couple of positions. Here comes Xavi. Runs into the back of Billy, or I'm not sure what's gone on there. There was contact. I didn't have a great camera angle for it, but Fox Blue has got him past both. Lejake up to 5th. No, up to 4th, sorry. Briefly, but Headless King manages to hold him off. Huss up to 7th, past Goon. Askelios and Gerjo looking like they're having a bit of a battle there. Let's see who has moved up and lost positions. Winter Travis has made a great start up from, that will have been P18. Already up 7 positions. He is past Gerjo. Gerjo seems to have made a mistake out of the hairpin, or is understeering a lot. He might have damage. See though. Bit of a gap out at the top 3. Someone round, that's Hims. Hims has spun in the chicane before Davilo. He is down into P20. Somewhere you might commonly see a Williams in real life. See though. Biggest winners, Big Man and Stewart up 4. Travis up 8 now. He's got him past the Skelios. And Goon in the pits as well. So that's 9 now for Travis. Gojo's staying out, so obviously not with damage, but he's under attack from Stabruli. Fends him off well into La Source. Go back up to the front. It's right on board with Fox Flower Eau Rouge. Does he opt to have a look at Billy? Does he use any OS? No, he doesn't. Opting not to attack Billy this lap, waiting for DRS assistance. Skelios went to Travis having a battle there. Skelios is through. Stabruli and Gojo. Gojo fending off Stabruli. Gojo maybe running a little bit more downforce. Seems to be struggling a bit on the straights. Oh, I believe that was a bit of Alfa Romeo front wing. I'm not sure exactly. That might have been Evan. Looks intact from here. May have just been the camera angle, but Stewart is up 7 positions as well. He is making great progress. As is Travis. See now. Top 3 breaking away from Headless King. Seems to be a little bit of a gap of his own, then Huss and Dang Levels. And Rod and Rambo in their own group. And Lejake and Askelios. Lots of big group of cars here. Cars everywhere on the run up into... I forget what that colour is. But lots of people battling. I think that was a wing there. That might have been... Gojo? I'm not sure. No, it was Lejake. Lejake in the pits. As is Stewart. Stewart in the pits. Liam Lynch in the pits. Big Man in the pits. Does Stewart in for a wing change? Yes, he is. He is missing his entire front wing. Not sure what's gone on there, but that is a major setback for Stewart, who was looking to have made a lot of positions to start off this race. This isn't all over for him yet. He can make up that time on those fresh tyres, try and get them to the end. But it'll be a tall order. See, back up to the front now. Billy, Foxblue and Zabby pulling away from Headless King. It was just about out of that second window to Huss. Then Gang Levels and Rod and Rambo follow behind. And a big 3.6 second gap between Rambo and the next car of Skelios, who has moved up 3 positions. And then Winter Travis, who is the biggest winner thus far out of this race, who up 9 positions. Opting to start on the soft tyres has worked for him. He looks to have avoided any issues in the rear of the field. The issues for Goon and Lejake and Hims. He seems to have dropped back a rather large amount. I'm not sure if he had an issue of his own. See now. Almost to lap 4. Zabby sets the fastest lap of the race. Obviously, third man in the DRS train, it will be difficult for him to pass. That's Lejake out. Lejake has gone on the exit of Stavelo, and that's a full course safety car. Brings people like Hims and Big Man back into this race. Whereas the first person gone. Someone who said he wasn't that confident going into this race. So it is a shame for Lejake. Obviously not that confident tonight by the looks of things earlier, but sometimes it's better off being a little bit less confident. I'd rather be less confident than overconfident, shall we say. The overconfidence is a flimsy shield. Overconfidence can only lead... well... I see overconfidence as a bad thing myself. I don't like being overconfident. Lejek saying he was struggling with grip on his tyres, so obviously the either a setup difference or the fact that you might have been just working his tyres too hard on the heavy fuel. Really struggling. Xavi's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I'm not sure what happened there, if he was hit up the back, but the pit lane is going to be very busy. But Gerjo, Stavruli, Evan and Reflex opting to stay out. Reflex staying out on the soft tyre, which I don't think is the right decision. Lots of people opting for the medium size. Few opting for the soft, which is an interesting choice. Billy on the softs, Rambo on the softs. Everyone else on the mediums or the hards to the end of the race. Mediums will start to drop off slightly, but towards the end of towards the start of this restart period, they will pretty easily be able to get past the hard runners. Still not sure the thinking from Reflex, Billy and Rambo there though, with another choice, or another pit for the soft tyres. Billy saying rain in 10 minutes. Apparently rain in 10 minutes. This is something I was unaware of. It was predicted to be dry for the race, according to what drivers have said before now, but apparently rain in 10 minutes for this race. Now that will be interesting. And that means instead of those who have pitted for the hards being in the best position for late race tyre wear, they are now in the worst position really, as they're going to be in a situation where in the crossover period, if it does indeed rain, they're going to be on tyres that are multiple seconds a lap slower. Like, the tyre delta between tyres does increase quite drastically in wet weather periods, so those on the softer rubber, so Rambo, Billy and Reflex, have maybe made the right choice here, depending on how long that rain takes to come, as they will be on the grippiest rubber while the track gets that little bit greasier and grip gets that little bit more sparse. This really plays into Gerjo's hands. Liam Lynch the only one with a track limit related penalty. Obviously Xavi getting that penalty for speeding in the pits. But as I was saying, Gerjo in a very good position now. If I can find the situation for position changes. Stavruli and Reflex up 13, both Alphas up 10. They are both in a very good position for this period of rain, if it does come, compared to their starting position. Just depends on if they can hold off those behind them on the fresher rubber towards the end of the stint. Should be the final lap of the safety car. Everyone has caught up to the back of the field. So everyone's stopping but the top 4. Goon making 2 stops. Goon onto the hards. Faster lap so far, a 47.7 from Xavi. Believe that was in the toe of the drivers in front of him. Well, let's see now. Will the safety car be in this lap? Yes, it is. So we will be racing for the start of lap 7. Gerjo will lead away. Not Gerjo. Maybe Gerjo will lead away depending on how he restarts. I don't know why I read that as Gerjo. Stravuli will lead away. My bad. Then Gerjo. Then Evan. So top 3 all Ferrari powered cars. Then Reflex. Then Billy. Then Fox Blue. So 3 Ferrari powered cars. Then 3 Mercedes powered cars. And then Xavi in 7th. Headless King 8th. Dan Glubbles, who was running quite close to Headless King, has dropped down, but they have gone early. Reflex in the pits. That's an interesting choice. Galios. Everyone passing Reflex now. See, right on board at the front. Evan having a look at Gerjo into turn 1. But Stavrouli seems to have made a good restart, being almost a second clear of Gerjo after La Source. But the top 3 have all gained on Billy by about 1.4 seconds. So that is a good restart for the top 4. Foxley now. Here he comes. Does he have a look at Billy as well while he's alongside Xavi? No, he doesn't, but he does outbrake Xavi to stay in front. Meanwhile, further towards the back, Hims and Big Man running side by side. Same with Goon and Harry Valtteri. Goon is up to 15th. A little bit of Honda warfare back there. Not sure why Reflex sort of pitted from his track position onto the medium tyres, but each to their own. The gap's evening out a little bit up at the front there. But Stabili is leading. From Gerjo. Gerjo maybe seems to have struggled a little bit for pace. Current champion but leader. Maybe not doing as well he would have hoped, but he has broken the gap, so Evan by the second, Billy up the inside on those fresh soft tyres. Obviously looking to make a move, get back into that lead. Well, back into the lead. 46.8 for Billy. Pass on a 3-second time penalty. Fox Blue now up the inside of Evan into La Source. He is through. Evan seems to be dropping pace a bit on those mediums, on those older mediums. Back up to the front. Bigger gaps. Xavi now. On the run down to Camel Straight. Here comes Xavi. Up the inside. He makes the move. Valtteri on a 3-second penalty as well. Few people on penalties. Valtteri battling Hims. Ooh, that's Huss round. Huss may have, I'm not sure there if he made contact or not. I think he did with Travis. Maybe he wants to be looked at by the stewards. Let's see though. Billy making strong progress on Stavrouli. He did get past Gerjo. I must have missed that. But those on the fresher tyres seem to be having a much easier time of things at this current point in time. Ooh, yellow flag. Headless King is out. Another one crashed on the exit of Stavolo, and we have a virtual safety car. Pretty much in the same way that Leje went as well. See now. Stavrouli Opta stays out. Gerjo pits. Gerzo using the virtual safety car to pit. He will lose a fair amount of time, not as much as he would under the full race conditions, but he has obviously seen how those fresh soft tyres are performing for the rest of the field, and is hoping he can make up the positions. But that will drop him pretty much to the back of the field. Down in 16th now for Gerzo. Back up at the front though. Billy looking very racy. But we are go. Winter Travis has a drive-through penalty for speeding on the virtual safety car. And Billy, maybe I mean look on the outside of No Name. That would be a very good. This will be a very good move if he can pull it off. Wants to back out, but still has a look on the exit of Puon, round the outside. With far superior grip on those soft tyres, he's made the move. And Billy now is back up into the lead of this race. Ooh, I believe that's Evan round as well. Evan has spun. And what was looking like a good race for the other Alfa Romeo driver has now dropped him behind Gerzo by a pit stop. That is not what he would have wanted. Ooh, Valtteri round as well. A few people spinning in that chicane. So, a few people struggling, but now DRS enabled. Stavrouli will look to try and come back at Billy. Foxley will try and look at getting past the both of them, depending on how close he gets. And with Zavi not far behind, this could be a tasty four-way battle here. Slide on board with Stavrouli. Opens the DRS. Doesn't use any overtake. Maybe opting for the long game. But he does pull out and have a look. Doesn't make the move. It is getting visually darker, so that rain that has been predicted does look like it will be coming. It is definitely darker than it was a couple of laps ago. Gerzo throw on Hims. He'll be looking to close the gap. Ooh, I believe there's been a crash there. That's Evan and the Reflex by the look. Maybe running side by side through O'Rouge, been a bit of contact, and Evan is out of the race. I'm not sure what's gone on there, but with Reflex involved in that by the looks, I'm sure the stewards after Reflex missing his quali ban will take a dim view of that. He does appear to have had wing damage. Billy's out! Wow. Okay. Billy has gone out of Stabilo as well. A lot of people crashing out of Stabilo. But that is a very high profile retirement. Billy was leading this race, was obviously pushed too hard, trying to pull away, and Billy is now out of this race. Another virtual safety car as well, but that is a shocking retirement. And Dan Glevels is out of this race as well. And he's crashed on the way into the pits. Has he locked up or lost grip on the way into the pits? Maybe. Has he understeered with missing front wing? I'm not sure what's gone on there, but that is a strange place to have crashed. But we have lost 5 runners now in this Grand Prix of Belgium. Stavrouli now almost a second ahead of Foxblue. His medium tyres still keeping themselves in check. Zavi third, and then an 8-second gap to Askelios behind, who's being chased down by Stewart and Liam Lynch. Gerzo closing in on Goon on those soft tyres. We're looking to gain as much time as he can. But yeah, big shock for for Billy there, who looked like he was quite easily going to pull away. That's a yellow flag. I believe that's Fox Blue. Fox Blue has spun on the exit of the chicane. Doesn't look to have any damage, so if he can cool his tyres, he'll look to continue on. But it's a Ferrari 1-2 right now. Something that hasn't been seen in the likes of real world F1 for a good amount of time. But seems that a little bit more common in the league. Well, certainly a lot more probable in the league racing world if you have the right circumstances. I wonder if team orders will come into play. I wonder if they'll have a Mattia Bonotto over the radio to them, telling Stravuli to let Xavi by, as Xavi is on 5 lap fresher mediums. Will depend on the pace and what happens. Gerjo set the fastest lap of the race last time round, obviously pushing to try and get onto the back of Goon. Stewart is past Askelios, and now Stewart will look to try and close up on the Fox Blue, but he is on slightly older mediums than the two in front. But Stravuli, with the oldest tyres on the grid at the moment. Goon is past Liam Lynch. Liam Lynch looks to be missing a front wing there. He is. Liam Lynch looks to have made a mistake somewhere in the first part of the lap, and he is missing a front wing, and he has a fair amount of lap left to complete before he can get back round and into the pits. Yellow flag there. That will be Liam Lynch letting people through. Xavi seems to have Xavi's made a lot of time there out of the second sector. Does he go round the outside into La Source? Will we see some Ferrari inter-team war? No, we won't. So really opts to let his teammate through there, which is what I would have done. Obviously, with the teammate being on the better tyre, you just want him to pull you along, help you pull away from those behind, which they will probably end up doing with the DRS being so strong. Look at 4.4 second gap now to Fox Blue for the two Ferraris, and then 3.6 second gap for Stewart to make up. Askelios still just in the DRS. Liam Lynch in the pits to repair his front wing. That will drop him right the way down the field. Both Aston Martin's not having a good day. Although, I'm not... Again, the situation with the Reflex is uncertain, as he has ignored the fact that he had a quali ban. Still now. Xavi looking very strong through this section of the track. That seems to be where he's gaining most of his time. And he is pulling away. Liam Lynch has gone at the top of the Rouge. I believe that's... No front wing damage there. But both Aston Martin's having a bit of a ragged time of it out there at the moment. Gerjo within 7/10 now of Goon. He should be able to make it past on the run up the Camel Straight. Setting the fastest lap of the race in the process. Travis on a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look at the penalty situation while we're at it. 3 seconds, Huss, Travis, Valtteri and Liam Lynch, with a 5-second penalty for Xavi, obviously for that speeding in the pits. Let's see now. Gerjo using his overtake. Up the inside he goes. I believe that's rain as well. think that is rain that started. Yep, there is rain on Gojo's car. The rain has started to fall. We will have to see how quickly the track conditions deteriorate. Who will pit for Inters first? Obviously an interesting situation for Xavi with that 5-second penalty. Gojo has a 3-second penalty for track limits. So 1 of 5 on 3-second time penalties. But with the rain coming, it will be interesting to see what happens with Xavi. Whilst they're predicting Stewart to win the race, he is dropping back from Fox Blue by the looks. Maybe struggling a little bit on those older mediums. But we'll have to see how he does in the intermediates. And we'll also have to see if there's any spinners or DNFs. Speaking of spinners, Travis Round on the run-up to Stabilo. Oh, and both AlphaTauris spinning in that same area. Both AlphaTauris seem to have a little bit of a weird connection with each other after, I believe they came together on the exit of the castle section last time out in Azerbaijan. Still, rain falling. Xavi and Stabuli pulling away. Well, Xavi pulling away from Stabuli, but DRS keeping Stabuli in the game. Fox Blue keeping the gap pretty equal, around 4 seconds to the two Ferraris. Then a 5.6 second gap to Stewart, who keeping a rough 2-second gap to Askelios. Gojo is closing on Askelios and will be within that DRS this lap, and will most likely have a run on the way until they come. Gustavolo now, he is getting mightily close. That is a big difference in grip between the softs and the hards at the moment, with that rain coming down. Does he have a look on the run up to Blanchimont? Can he do what Verstappen did to Felipe Nasr, I believe? No, he doesn't. But will he have a look into the bus stop chicane now? He does. Dives up on the inside. Askelios leaves the room. Doesn't make the move in the bus stop. Gets the better exit though. Or does he? He has a big kicker oversteer. Ooh, Stewart already in the pits. Stewart in the pits. He's on for dries. Stewart onto the softs. That is an interesting choice. Fox Blue onto fresh hards as well. Another interesting choice. I'm not sure why people are pitted there for the tyres they have. With the rain coming, that seems to be a bit of a lapse in judgment, I would think, from Fox Blue. As the hards will be very, very slippery in these slick in these conditions. I'm not sure why you've done that. I'm not sure why you didn't try and stick it out to the intermediate tyres, or at least go on to the soft tyres like Stewart did. But still, I wouldn't have pitted at all. I would have stayed out and tried to stick it out for intermediate tyres. Reflex on a 3-second time penalty there. But that does leave a big gap between the two Ferraris and Gojo. So it looks like it's going to be a Ferrari 1-2. Let's see, riding on board. That looks like optimal conditions to pit for Inters. Xavi not in. Stabuli in. I would have done what Stabuli did there. This looks like pretty much optimal conditions. Right around when you see the track surface starting to, well, those spots of rain and puddles starting to appear on the track surface like it is now. That's when you want to start thinking about pitting. I believe that was reflex around there. But yeah, Stravilli onto the intermediates. Let's see how he performs compared to those around him. He will come out roughly around Goon. DRS not disabled yet, but it is around that time to start thinking about the intermediate tyres. Rambo with a 3-second time penalty now. But Xavi, quite a lonely first place now, his teammate is pitted. But the drivers are having to slow down and short shift. It is definitely time to start thinking about the intermediate tyres. Hims in. Hims for another set of dries. Travis also with another set of dries. Interesting choice. The people on the dry tyres do seem to be struggling a fair bit. I'm not sure if that's just because they're older, but Stravilli looks like he's in position to take the race win. I think. I'm not sure. It will depend on how bad the track conditions get, but I think lots of people are going to start coming in for the intermediate tyres now. The track surface definitely looks like it's there or thereabouts. I mean, he is gaining time, Bug, but I think that may be just because those on the hard tyres will be struggling in these lower grip circumstances, as Fox Blue is round the outside of Stravilli. Oh, and he spins a half spin for Fox Blue there. That has held Stravilli up quite massively. I'm not sure what the best port of call is here, actually. Now I see. I don't think Stravilli will catch the leaders. He will need it to drastically, the weather to be in a position where it changes enough for the Inters to become the faster tyre and for people to pit. Ooh, that is Travis round, nearly making collision there with Valtteri. So the AlphaTauri is nearly in the walls again. It does need to start raining harder for Stravilli. And it definitely looks like it is sort of... It definitely looks like that sort of crossover period rain where people on the drives will start to struggle very quickly. That's Valtteri spinning, so... Both AlphaTauri seem to have sort of a synchronized spin clock. Reflex also out there on the Inters. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. So, I'm not sure who's gonna win this. It will depend on how quickly the rain starts coming. Yellow flag, that's the reflex. Xavi opting to stay out. Let's see about the situation with the stops. Yeah, but top three have only stopped once. Doesn't look like they're going to pit it again. Stewart is right on the back of the Skelios though. He will have a big advantage in these slipperier conditions. But I think Stravilli may have made the wrong call here. He is seemingly not making the inroads I would have thought he would have made. Has been passed by Huss, who is on the dry tyres. I think the Inters were the wrong choice now. I think I have underestimated the rate at which the rain is coming down. But if it does start coming down now, I don't think it would be worth pitting like, if it does get to a point where Inters are viable, I don't think it would be worth pitting anyway. I think that's reflex in for a set of fresh dry tyres. So I think Stravilli has made a mistake there. Ooh, as Liam Lynch goes into the wall on the exit of Stabilo. We've seen a lot of people spin there. Reflex not opting for the dry tyres. He's gone for another set of Inters, so I believe he may have got a wing damage somewhere on the lap, but he is now a lap down to the leaders, I believe. Yes, he is. Huss with a 3-second time penalty now. But ever since they've really pitted, it has been a lonely lead out there for Gizevi, who at this point in the race looks pretty certain to be in contention for winning, even with that 5-second penalty he picked up earlier. I mean, riding on board, the track surface doesn't really look to be changing. It looks very, very similar to the Division 2 race at Zandvoort last season, where there was rain forecast for the end of the race, or most of the race really, and it was just this sort of slipperier conditions, but not the rain. That's Liam Lynch out at the top of Eau Rouge. Won't really be able to see his instant too well. Maybe from on board with Huss, who seems to be struggling massively in Eau Rouge there. Making a big lift, maybe taking it safe with that bigger gap to Struli, who has pitted. And yeah, he's gone back to the softs. So the inters were not the port of call. So I am surprised there. But what a recovery for Gerjo. Should we talk about this then? Up 10 positions, started P12, he crashed in qualifying. Also, what a recovery for Stewart. He started bone dead last, and he has recovered for a podium. Emanating Michael from last season in Division 2, in that McLaren, who I believe started way down the field and came back for a podium as well. So, a good race, a very good race for Stewart there. Obviously capitalising from the mistakes of others. And Gerjo, I thought Gerjo had made the wrong choice. I believe he has pitted twice. If I look through the graphics... No, sorry, that's my bad. I thought he had pitted twice. Yeah. But I thought those on 2 stops had made a bit of a mistake pitting when they did, but definitely paid off for Stewart, who I believe, if I look at the race director, he has done soft, medium, soft, so he has pitted for another set of softs, which I believe, looking at, was the right call. The track seems to have dried out. The track seems to have dried. I think it stopped raining in this final lap. Wow. So the rain came, but it wasn't enough for it to go to inters, and it looks like it stopped raining. I don't think there's ever been a situation where I've had that before. Where it has rained, but it hasn't been enough for it to go to inters, and then it's gone back to dry with no rain. Well, they say you see something new every day, and something new we will see. Still now. Let's ride on board with Xavi for this final lap. Up Eau Rouge, takes a bit of a lift. Obviously no DRS, he is in a very healthy gap of 13 seconds. Relay com now. Very calm and controlled. They've really taken the fastest lap on the soft tyres. So, a potential 1-2 Ferrari going down the drain, but still really making things a bit better for himself by taking that fastest lap. But on the run up to Stavelot now, where we've seen a few DNFs this race. Billy, Headless King, AJ, all victims of Stavelot. But Xavi looking unfazed. Gozo dropping off a bit. His soft tires maybe struggling a bit more with the wear compared to Xavi's mediums, but Xavi through the bus stop now. A little bit of a loss of traction, but Xavi wins round 3. Xavi has taken the Belgian Grand Prix victory for Ferrari. Championship leader Gerger did what he could to limit his losses. He finishes second. Well, Willie, with that penalty, Stewart finished in front of him. So, top 3 of Xavi, Stewart and Gerger. A good recovery from both Stewart and Xavi. Driver of the day definitely has to be Stewart though. What a race. Up 18 positions for Stewart. I wouldn't complain with that. Stavruli setting the fastest lap on the last lap. Valtteri has crashed. And Reflex has made contact with him. So Valtteri will not make it to the finish of the race. Travis coming round for 12th. Gets on the front a little bit. Maybe a little bit of show and tell there. Obviously knowing he is in no position to lose. Well, he's not in a point where he can lose his P12. Just be careful not to DNF there, right? Or get hit by Reflex. Or they go over the line. Reflex DNF from that. I think that's going to get looked at by the stewards. That's obviously not the sort of thing you want to be doing. I think the stewards will take a bit of a dim view of that. And the stewards will be plenty busy for tonight's race. But Xavi wins the Belgian Grand Prix, even with that 5 seconds. Stewart second from P20 on the grid. Gerger third from P12. Good recoveries from both of them. Fox will be 4th. Goon 5th. Scalio 6th. Huss 7th. Stavruli 8th with the fastest lap. Hims 9th. Big Man 10th. Rambo 11th. Travis 12th. Then Valtteri and Reflex still being classified, but 1 a lap down and 1 2 laps down. Then Liam Lynch, then Goebbels, Billy, Evan, Headless King and Lojake DNFing from this race. But that has been round 3 of Delta T Racing for Division 3. Another volatile race where, well, you kind of get the feeling that everything that could have happened has happened. But another entertaining race to watch. But that has been it, and I'll see you all next week.